You said for a long time that world titles didn't mean all that much to you. What does it feel like now being a world champion?
Oh, it feels great, man. But it feels better to be a child of God, to be honest. My Father in heaven, thank you. You guided me all the way through. I wouldn't be able to do it without you, Lord. And I just want to give all the praise to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That's above everything.
Ryan Garcia finally captured his first major world title Saturday, February 21, 2026 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Garcia dethroned Mario Barrios by unanimous decision with what some say was a masterclass to become the new WBC welterweight champion of the world. Let's break this down from the eye test to the stats and explore what this means for Garcia's career and the stacked 147-pound division. First off, let's talk performance. Ryan Garcia didn't just win, he dominated. From the opening bell, King Rai looked like a man on a mission. He dropped Barrios just 30 seconds in with a thunderous overhand right, setting the tone for what was arguably the most complete fight of his pro career. On the eye test, Garcia was sharp, composed, and explosive. His footwork was on point, dancing in and out of range, using angles to avoid Barrios' counters. He mixed up his attacks beautifully, jabs to set up power shots, bodywork to wear down the champ. And it wasn't just that signature left hook lurking like a loaded gun. No more of that flat-footed, one-dimensional stuff we've seen in patches before. This was Garcia 2.0, focused and ferocious.
Remember, you're not who people tell you are, you're who you choose to be.
And the numbers back it up. According to CompuBox, Ryan Garcia landed 185 out of 539 punches for a 34% connect rate, while Barrios managed just 106 out of 328 at 32%. Break it down further, Garcia outthrew Barrios in every single round and outlanded him in 10 out of the 12. On jabs, Garcia went 81 of 209, edging out Barrios 63 of 209. But the real story was power punches, where Ryan Garcia connected on 104 out of 248 punches compared to Barrios' 43 of just 119. And ringsiders, that is dominance. The judges' scorecards reflect this as well. 119 to 108, 118 to 109, and 120 to 107. Garcia cruised after the early knockdown, showing an improved defense and ring IQ. He absorbed the shots without folding, a far cry from his vulnerabilities in past fights. And this win couldn't have come at a better time for Ryan Garcia, because let's be real, the last couple of years have been rough for King Rai. His loss to Rolly Romero in May 2025 was uninspired. Garcia looked disengaged and even a bit scared, like the fire was dimmed. And before that, the massive controversy surrounding his 2024 fight with Devin Haney. Garcia missed weight over 3 pounds, then dropped Haney 3 times in a wild upset, only for it to be overturned to a no contest after positive test for Osterin, a banned PED. Ryan then served a 1-year suspension, faced lawsuits from Haney for battery and fraud, though Haney later dropped it, and dealt with erratic behavior that raised mental health concerns. Even Ryan himself admitted to a downward spiral, even drinking on fight day against Devin Haney. In his public rants about child protection issues, conspiracy theories, and personal demons, which may even have some truth to it, but for a professional boxer, that was a storm that threatened to derail not only his boxing career, but even his entire life.
I've been through ups and downs, got fame really quick, and got judged many times, and I made a lot of mistakes, but I made a 360 turn and committed myself to be the best champion I could be, and I finally feel like I'm here now. I dedicated this fight to my father. That was the beginning of this whole journey. I said, Dad, I'm gonna be a champion. Like, I'm ready now. I'm gonna commit myself fully, and I promise you, I'm gonna win this world title.
Enter Mario Barrios, the perfect foil. Barrios is tough as nails, a former interim champ elevated to full status in June 2024, yet his reign was shaky. 2 title defenses ended in draws, including a controversial one against a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao in 2025, who came out of retirement since his loss against Yordenis Ugas all the way back to 2021. Even though many complained about the fight, many Many believe Pac-Man actually beat Mario Barrios. El Azteca showed heart even in this fight, but lacked the speed and pop to trouble elite fighters. For Garcia, this was the ideal setup, a durable champ who wouldn't quit, allowing Ryan Garcia to rebuild confidence over 12 rounds while washing away the Romero stink and Haney fallout. No more questions about focus or maturity. Ryan Garcia proved he is back and better. At the heart of this victory is Garcia's toolkit, honed from one of the most extensive amateur backgrounds in the game. With a reported 2-15-15 amateur record, Garcia racked up 15 amateur championships, having faced the best early on. He went 3-for-3 against Devin Haney in 6 amateur bouts, trading wins in heated rivalries that build his resilience. And get this, he even lost to Shakur Stevenson back in 2013, a defeat that has fueled his fire for revenge. That familiarity, it's gold. Ryan Garcia knows these guys' styles inside out, from Haney's jab-heavy, methodical approach to Stevenson's slick southpaw defense.
But you have a purpose. God will get to you sooner or later, one way or another. He'll tug on your heart. You know, you just gotta trust him. Trust him and love him with all you got. And don't doubt him, because he never loses.
So what makes Ryan Garcia exciting at welterweight? His hand speed is blinding, that left hook comes like lightning, and now he's layering it with better combinations and body attacks. At 147, his natural size shines. He's not drained like during his days at lightweight. Garcia has legit boxing IQ. He is not just a puncher, as his amateur pedigree gives him that adaptability. Remember how Devin Haney looked unbeatable against the likes of George Kambosos Jr., twice for Undisputed, and Vasily Lomachenko, but against Ryan Garcia and the pros, Haney was in constant trouble from the mid-rounds onwards, floored multiple times thanks to Ryan's speed, power, and that insider knowledge from their amateur wars. The same could play out against Shakur Stevenson, who just made Teofimo Lopez, an elite boxer-puncher, look average. Stevenson's precision is elite, but Garcia's familiarity might just disrupt that rhythm. That said, though, it is not foolproof. Garcia also knew Rolly Romero too, and we know how that turned out to be one of his worst nights, a lackluster loss where Romero retained his 147-pound WBA strap. It shows Garcia's highs and lows, but with focus, he could be a nightmare matchup for any of his fellow champions in the welterweight division. Garcia's win as the new WBC champ at 147 injects fresh energy into the division. As of February 2026, the division is fractured but stacked. Rolly Romero holds the WBA title, Devin Haney, who moved up after his undisputed run at 135, and the WBC strap at 140, just got hold of the WBO strap, defeating former undefeated Brian Norman Jr. The IBF has UK's Lewis Crocker as its champion, and now the WBC has their new champion with Ryan Garcia. This sets up unification dreams, unfinished business between Garcia and Haney, with a rematch that spells redemption. Garcia versus Stevenson for that amateur payback, or what about the Romero rematch to erase Garcia's loss? The talent pool is deep, with rising stars like Conor Benn, although at 29 has proven to sell out against domestic rival Chris Eubank Jr. Liam Paro, the Australian southpaw who upset Subriel Matias for the IBF 140-pound title before moving up, is now IBF's #1 contender, probably facing Lewis Crocker next. And British southpaw Jack Catterall, a former world title challenger who suffered a close defeat to then undefeated undisputed champion at 140 Josh Taylor, is currently ranked #1 in the WBO rankings, pushing for a potential fight with Devin Haney. In short, ringsiders, we're talking a potential new era with explosive matchups, speed versus power, and rivals clashing at their peaks. Ryan Garcia's star power could draw massive pay-per-views, elevating the division post-Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. More on these dream fights in one of our next episodes, so stay tuned for that.
You know who I want. He's right there, Shakur Stevenson. Let's go. Let's run that. Hey, I want to be a great champion, and I'm not scared of I fought Devin Haney, I'll fight Shakur Stevenson, I'll fight anybody. Let's go.
You know, Shakur Stevenson, Ryan, Shakur Stevenson was on our DAZN broadcast earlier, said he's levels above you right now. What do you think of that?
The thing is, like, you got to have some type of punching power to get me off you, because it'll be a different style, and I'm not going to hit him light.
Every time I get, I'm put it on him, you know. I want that fight. Shakur, let's get it. I see you, hey, I like the hat. You look fly, but I want that work. Let's get it. Let's make it.
Congratulations.
Ryan Garcia is finally a world champion, and with his popularity, this will have some eyes on boxing. But what do you think? Is this the start of King Rye's reign? Drop your comments in the comments below, like if you're hyped for welterweight wars, and subscribe for more ringside stories.